Cleopatra VII, the last ruler of ancient Egypt, continues to fascinate people today. Her story is a mix of history and legend passed down through time. Was she a clever charmer or a smart ruler in a world ruled by men? The truth, as always, is complicated. Cleopatra was a woman of great intelligence, charm, and ambition. She inherited a kingdom that was falling apart. She had to use everything she had to make Egypt powerful again. Cleopatra could speak many languages. She was also good at math, philosophy, and running a government. She knew how to present herself and carefully crafted her image. Coins and statues showed her as Isis, the Egyptian goddess of motherhood and magic. This resonated with her people, making them believe she was meant to rule. However, it was her relationships with two of Rome's most powerful men, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, that made her a legend. These weren't just love stories. They were strategic partnerships carefully planned to protect Egypt. Cleopatra knew that in a world ruled by men, her love was a weapon as strong as any sword. Cleopatra met Julius Caesar for the first time in 48 BC. Caesar, caught in a war, arrived in Alexandria. Cleopatra, fighting for her own power, needed his help. The story goes that she had herself smuggled to him hidden in a rug. True or not, the story shows how bold and determined she was. Caesar was charmed by Cleopatra. He helped her become the ruler again. They had a son, Caesarion, and their relationship brought peace and wealth to Egypt. But Caesar was murdered in 44 BC. This left Cleopatra in a dangerous position again. Mark Antony, Caesar's old general, became powerful in Rome. Cleopatra saw a chance to make another important alliance with him. Their meeting in Tarsus in 41 BC is legendary. Cleopatra arrived on a grand barge dressed as Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. Antony, instantly in love, was drawn to her. Their love affair, full of passion and drama, lasted for over 10 years. They both loved luxury and grand displays. They also had big political dreams. They even started their own court, going against the power of Rome. However, Antony's love for Cleopatra led to his downfall. To say that Cleopatra slept her way to power is a big simplification. It ignores how intelligent and politically savvy she was. She was a tough negotiator and a skilled diplomat, but she definitely knew how to use her femininity to her advantage. She used it strategically to charm, manipulate, and get what she wanted for herself and her kingdom. Her relationships with Caesar and Antony gave Egypt military protection, economic benefits, and more land. She secured trade deals, expanded Egypt's territory, and made sure her son, Caesarion, would be king. These were not the actions of a woman blinded by love, but of a ruler fighting for her nation's survival. Cleopatra's story shows how hard it was to be a woman in power in the ancient world. She had to play a dangerous game, using her charm and intelligence to survive the tricky world of Roman politics. Her choices, often forced by her situation, were not always popular or successful. Cleopatra ended her own life in 30 BC after her armies were defeated by Octavian, Caesar's heir. Her death marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the beginning of Roman rule over Egypt. But her story didn't end there. Cleopatra continues to fascinate us. Countless books, plays, films, and operas have been written about her. Her story has been told and retold, exaggerated and twisted for centuries. Some portray her as a femme fatale, a temptress who caused the fall of empires. Others see her as a feminist icon, a woman who dared to challenge male dominance. The truth, as always, is somewhere in the middle. Cleopatra was a complex and contradictory person. She was a loving mother, a ruthless ruler, a brilliant strategist, and a master manipulator. She was a product of her time. She was also a woman who went beyond her time. Her story reminds us that power can be found in many ways. The ability to love, to charm, and to persuade can be just as strong as any army. Cleopatra, the last ruler of Egypt, may have lost her kingdom, but she conquered history.